we are for mat yoga. Have your towel or blanket handy. Maybe you might want a block today. So if you don't have a block, books are good as long as they're about the same level. We won't be using those a lot, but it's nice sometimes if you need it to use them. As a reminder, we do get up and down off of the floor in this class. So if you're not sure if you can get back up off the floor, then I would ask you to take chair yoga, which is at 11. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna stand in that Anjali Mudra. We're gonna cup our hands here, quieting your mind, closing your eyes and breathing. So quieting, softening, thinking about standing in that tall posture and breathing. And in those cupped hands, I want you to put all your worries and all your cares. Just put them in there. Let them go. Take off the burden. Got them all in there. Open up those eyes. We're going to take all those cares and burdens, and we're just going to let them go. Almost everything we worry about never happens, so let it go. Here it is. Let them go. Good, you got any more? Let's put them right back here. So let's take any extra ones that you just found. All those worries and cares, the things that make you sad, the things that you just worried about and you can't let go. Put them all right there, and then let's let them go. Good, all right. Hopefully you'll feel lighter as we go through our practice. All right, so let's take a little step wide here. Good, and I want you to just shrug one shoulder and bring it down. Shrug one shoulder and bring it down. Lean into that a little bit. So lean in and feel that stretch through the shoulder. So toes are soft, toes are forward, knees are soft. Good, now take that shoulder, roll it back. Take that shoulder, roll it back. Roll it back. Big exaggerated roll, bring up to the ear, back and around. Keep those knees soft. All right, last one right there. Now bring those legs even a little bit wider. Let's add a rock side to side. Good, rocking side to side. While you do that, I have something I have to do real quickly. There's an echo in here and I need to get rid of it. So I forgot to do it in between classes. Keep rocking side to side. There we go. There we go. Isn't that much better? Are you rocking side to side? Good. All right, now let's hold it to one side. So hold it to that one side. Push that hip back just a little bit, stretching through the inner thigh. Don't lock your knee. Keep that knee nice and safe and soft. There, you got it. Good. Now let's go to the other side. Rock it to that other side. Would you snap or a crackle there in the hip a little bit? I did. Push it back, but it didn't hurt, and it's okay. As long as there's no pain accompanied with it, that's probably just something that you needed to do, right? Nice stretch in that inner thigh. Good. Now, we're going to rock it again, but I want you to think about pushing the pelvis forward and then back. And so rock it forward and back. So we're working on those hips. Rock it forward and back. Working on that inner thigh, that hip flexor. Good, rock it here. All right. And last one. Good. All right, and now that we're in this position, we might as well go ahead and benefit from a little stretch here. So soften through your knees, stick your bottom back, bring your chest forward. So we're almost parallel with the floor. Adjust your feet if you need to, toes are forward, pushing those hips back. Good, now we can anchor here. If you have your blocks, you can anchor down a little lower. Good, just feeling that nice stretch in that hip. Remember that little bit of a rock we did before? A little bit of a rock right here, working through that inner thigh. Stretching those muscles. It's not a big rock. You notice I'm not moving real big. Good, and don't crane your neck. I'm still doing the same thing, just rocking a little bit. Bring it back to the center. Now let's curl through the spine. Holding here in that curl. Let's inhale. And then exhale. Open it up. Good, little cat and cow standing, curl through that spine. And then exhale. One more. And exhale. Good. All right, let's bring it all the way up. Let's kick those feet out just that little bit. So we have not done in a long time sun salutations. So I'm going to turn my mat so that you can see me better. And we're going to work on some sun salutations here. See if I can do it without getting on the plug thingy. All right. So I want you to be able to see me the best as possible. And I'm going to turn a little catty corner so that maybe you get a little better view of what I'm doing. This would be a good time to grab your towel or blanket because we will be putting our knees on the mat. And if you want to have your chair close by, please have your chair close by. Okay? So I'm just going to put this right here, should I need it. So I want you to come to the top of your mat. Good, let's take a big deep breath here. Exhale. Good, one more. Big deep breath. This time we're going to swan dive down. Swan dive down has you sticking your bottom back, bending at the waist, softness in the knees, coming to a forward fold. Now, great place for your blocks, right? Putting those blocks right in front, or your books, any props that you might use, a pillow, something like that. Good. And if you find that you get dizzy in this position, then I want you not to come all the way this far, okay? Inhale, let's lift and come up. Good, let me see if I can put this in a different spot. So it fell off. Okay. It's just going to be one of those kind of days, I guess. All right, so here we are. Inhale, lift. Exhale, swan dive down. Good. Inhale, come up to monkey pose. So monkey pose is a halfway pose. We're sticking the bottom back, hands are on the thighs, or hands are on the shins. You decide never on the knees. We want to protect those knees. Good. Inhale. Exhale, come down, forward fold. Good. Inhale, come up. So we're doing it slowly, working our way into that sun salutation. Roll those shoulders back. Good. All right, you ready for another step? Here we go. So we inhale, lift. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. Inhale, come up, anchoring somewhere, shins or thighs, not the knees. Exhale, come all the way down. Good. Inhale, come all the way up. Good. Let's take a step back into a warrior one. There we go. Beautiful. Let's inhale that warrior one up. Good. Cactus arms right here. Good. And step it forward. Let's do that again. So we're building onto this. Inhale, lift. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, come all the way down. Inhale, up, step back for that warrior one. Good. In a minute, we're going to change that, bringing it into that cactus pose. So in a minute, we're going to get into that warrior one in a different manner. Okay. Are you ready? Let's try it. All right, so step it forward. Let's go through that whole thing, working on sun salutations, building up to it. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. Maybe it's getting easier. Inhale, monkey pose. Exhale, come down. This time I want you to put your hands on the floor or on your blocks, and we're going to step back into a plank. Oh, wow, right? Hold on. You could be on your knees here. You don't have to be all the way up on your feet. Good. All right, I want you to take your left foot. We're going to bring that left foot forward. Grab it if you have to. All right, here's where you might need your chair. Push through that foot. Come all the way up into the warrior one. Could you do it? It's hard, right? You got to use a lot of muscle. A lot of muscle. All right, let's step it forward. Good job. All right, let's do the other side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, swan dive down. Good. Inhale, monkey pose. Exhale, bring it down. The other leg goes back.
Nope, actually first we go into a plank, right? Hold it in that plank. We're not going to hold real long. Good, holding here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's take that other leg, bring it forward. You can pick it up and move it. Pick it up and move it if you need to. Put all your weight in that front leg. We're going to push up, come all the way up, warrior 1. Good, a little bit of a challenge there today, isn't it? Beautiful, let's step that forward. Good, have your chair close by if you need it. Or you know what, don't do that part. Do something else if you don't like how that standing up feels. We're going to change it one more time. Don't worry, I'm not going to make it any harder than what we've already done. So inhale, lift. Exhale, swan dive down. Forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, come back down. Bend your knees, walk your feet back. This is a plank. You could be on your knees here. You do not have to be all the way on those toes unless you want to be on those toes. Good. Now everybody knees down. Let's take that left leg. We're going to bring it forward, coming up right here into that lunge position. Now this is where I'm going to use my blanket for my knee. Okay, I'm going to put my knee on that blanket. There we go. Trying to let the knee hang off of the edge of that towel or blanket right here. So here we are in this elevated position. If it was not so easy for you to get there the best that you can. This is making me very unstable. Sorry. Okay, here we go. So nice and tall. I want you to edge that foot forward so you can see your toe. Okay? Make sure you can see your toe. We're going to rock forward just a little bit, getting the stretch in that hip flexor. I need to bring my foot forward. I still should be able to see my toe, so bring it forward. Stretching through that hip flexor. Good. See, I told you this wasn't any harder than what we'd already done. Block if you need it. You hold the blocks on the sides, right? That's an option, so you don't have to be up if you don't want to be. Good, now let's rock it back. If you do have your blocks, here's another great place for the blocks, right by your sides, lifting that toe, so you could be up here on your blocks, lifting that toe, extending through the hip, pushing the chest forward, and breathing. Good. So we've gone to Yoga 201 with some of this, haven't we? All right, now let's bring that foot back. Let's walk it back again just a little bit so the knee is at that 90-degree angle. I'm going to take my hand and put it on the inside of that foot, reaching that arm up with a twist and pushing against that leg for stability. And bringing it back down. Now I want you to take that foot, bring it back down. We're on our knees in that tabletop position. We're going to curl our toes, come up for a down dog. Good, down dog right here. Oh, feel that nice stretch. Push the tailbone back, lift slightly. Heels push towards the floor, tuck those shoulders. Good. Now, option here, you could walk yourself into a forward fold, or we could take that left leg, bring it forward, just like we did earlier, pushing through that foot, coming all the way up into that warrior 1. Good, this is a little bit of power yoga, isn't it? A little building of strength here. And then step it forward. So we're going to do that all on the other side. Then we're going to stay on the floor after that. And all this sun salutation stuff is done. All right, so a little harder than what we usually do, but a challenge, right? Do your best. And inhale. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale. Lift it up. Make modifications. That's perfectly fine. Bring it down. Walk yourself into that plank, holding in that plank just for a moment. But there's lots of stuff that we're skipping here just for ease of use. All right, now bring those knees to the floor. Everybody knees to the floor. Taking that right leg, bringing it forward. Scoot it forward, pick it up, move it, it's okay. And then when you can, bring yourself up. If you need to, put that towel underneath that knee. Protect that knee if you need to. Now walk that toe forward so that you can see it. Walk it, walk it, walk it. Inhale, lift. Oh, let's reach it forward. We didn't do that on the other side, so if you want to anchor here, you can, or you can lift here. It's a little deeper. You decide. It's good for whatever you want to do.
Breathing, we could put a hand on a block if you had your blocks. Lots of options there, right? So stretching through that hip flexor. Good, now let's push it back, bringing those hands to the blocks if you have them, lifting those toes. Good. Feel that nice stretch elongate through that hip. Let's take that leg and I'm going to put it on the floor, slide it back. Ooh, see, I'm going to have to pick it up too, that's okay. And then I want you to take that hand, put it on the inside. We're going to reach up for a twist. I'm pushing myself into the leg. That gives me some stability. Maybe on one side you twist a little less than the other. That's pretty normal. And then let's bring that hand back down. We're going to take that hand back over, slip back into tabletop position. Last downward dog, we're going to curl those toes, come up into that down dog, holding yourself here, pushing your hips back, pushing those heels down, relaxing through the shoulder, breathing. Good. Now from this position, you could walk your hands back, walk your feet forward into a forward fold, or you could take your right leg, bring it forward, grab it if you gotta, push yourself up, and we're into a warrior one. Good. See, you and I have trouble with some of that, right? It's been a long time since I've done some of those moves. Good job. All right, step it forward. We're done with all that really hard stuff. Okay. So let's take a breath. We're going to exhale, swan dive down. This time I really want you to bend your knees. We're going to bring those hands to the floor, bringing your knees back. If you need your chair, please use your chair. And we're going to come down and have a seat on our back side. So I'm going to turn my mat yet again. And have that blanket or towel handy. All I got there. There you go. All right. So I'm going to sit forward here with you just for a moment. So bring those feet right to the front. Flex your feet. We're sitting up nice and tall. I need to center just a little bit. There we go. Sitting up nice and tall. I want you to take your hands, and we're going to put your hands with your fingers facing your back side. Bring them back just a little bit so they're not in line with the buttocks. They're a little bit behind there. And we're just going to work on a little bit of chest stretching. So I want you to go concave in the belly, sucking that belly in. Good. And then inhale, and I want you to push it out, pulling those shoulder blades back. Now, for some of us, this might not be comfortable, so you could turn your hands outward, see if that feels better. Good. And inhale, lift. So feel that stretch through those chests. Oh, keep those feet flexed. Good, mine got lazy. Good. So shoulders forward. And then shoulders come back. Good. Oh, hands there. Okay, there we go. One more time. Curl. And then open. Good. Now walk it forward, sitting up nice and tall. I'd like you to reach for your toes. Trying to keep your spine nice and long. Just reach for those toes. You can't reach the toes, grab your ankles. And then when you get as far forward as you can, go ahead and turn your nose down like you're trying to put it between your knees. Don't worry, I can't do that either. Yeah. It's just the thought process of that's where I'm going. Holding here, breathing. And then let's bring it all the way up. So before we go any further, I'd like to work just a little bit on a stretch through the wrist, a stretch through that carpal tunnel area. So let's kind of swing your legs to the side, and we're going to come up onto those knees in that hands and knees position. Good. So I'm going to use that towel to put underneath my knees so my kneecap isn't on the hard floor. Good. All right, so our starting position is always fingers forward, right? So I want you to take your hands and turn them to the sides. So I'm actually turning my hands to the outside, fingers to the outside. Good, and right here is where we're going to do our cat and cow. So I want you to curl in.
And then exhale, and feel this stretch as it's different than what we normally do. Good, so cat and cow right here. Excuse me. Right here. Feeling that stretch in those wrists. Just that little bit different. Good. Now take those fingers and let's turn them in. Now you could do this standing at a wall as well and get a different stretch than what we get here on the floor. So give it a try one day and see what you think. So from here, we're going to do that cat and cow again. Be mindful we really made it different, right? So don't go crazy with that cat and cow at first. Just start small, see how it feels. Good, because we're stretching those wrists. Good. And we're working that spine. One more time. Good. All right. So the back is really the secondary thing. What we're really trying to stretch is through that wrist. So now this one we're not going to do cat and cow. I want you to take your fingers and face them towards your knees. And you may find that you can't really get that far, right? Maybe you're halfway out and you're not really facing the legs. So right here, I just want you to hold where you can with the fingers as close to being towards your knees as possible. And we're just going to rock back just a little bit. No cat and cow here. Just that little rock back till you feel the stretch in the wrist. Deep stretch in the wrist. Again, you could do these exercises on a wall. So if you have that carpal tunnel or shoulder or wrist or forearm issues, this is a great stretch for that. Good. So pushing back just a little bit with those hips, leaning back off the top of those arms. So I'm not right over the top. I'm a little bit backward, holding and breathing. For some of us, this is an absolute no-go, right? It's too uncomfortable. So you do what you think is right. Good. One more breath. Let's push yourself forward. Take those hands streaming forward. And then let's reach ourselves back. Good. Holding back. In that child's pose, your head could be on a block or a book or on the floor. I go on the floor, I get static feedback. All right. So let's bring yourself up, and we're going to have that seat. And we're going to come down and lay on the mat. So you can move your towel or blanket unless you know you need it for underneath your head or something like that, or maybe you want it for underneath your knees. Good. So we're going to go ahead and roll onto your back, laying onto your back right here. Good. First thing, let's do that forward fold laying down. The simplest forward fold we could do is this one right here. Just laying on the floor, holding our knees. Good. Let's hold beneath the thigh. Extend that tailbone a little bit outward. Good. All right, now let's release those legs back to right over the top of those hips. I want you to bring your arms out in the T position, and we're going to rock those knees, but we're going to work on some strengthening. Remember I said today it was a little bit about strengthening too. I don't want you to come all the way to the floor, so when you feel the legs come over and they almost start to bring you right to the floor, I want you to grab and pull the other way. So we're working the oblique muscles. So I'm going to grab them and pull them because I almost fell to the floor, right? So up, pull. Good, rocking it back and forth, up and pull. Rocking back and forth, up and pull. Good, up and pull. Good job. Rock it back and forth. One more. Good. Good. On this next one, go ahead and let them fall. So let them fall to whatever side. That would be a big twist here. And if that arm being out too far won't allow you to come down, bend it in. I want you to get those knees to the floor. And then open your chest and your head comes up, looks up to the sky. Good. Now let's pick up those legs and we're gonna rock them to the other side, turning your head away. If those legs don't fall on the floor all the way, if they're hanging in space, I want you to roll, pick up your arm and roll so those legs are on the floor. I want you to be supported there. All right, and then let's inhale and roll those legs back. Good. Now let's come to the side. So I want you to roll to your side where you can see me. Good. For comfort, we could be here with our arm or we could lay down here. You decide what you would like to do. I probably will lay all the way down. Another option is if you wanted to make this a deeper stretch, you could actually roll a towel and put it underneath your rib cage. But just for our purposes today, I'm not going to do that. All right, so I'm going to bring my knees up here into that 90-degree bend. I'm going to go ahead and push my chair away because I know it's too close. Okay, so 90-degree bend here on the legs. I want you to take your hand and put it right on top of your thigh, right here. So I want you to lift that leg up. And I want you to, you've probably been to the doctor and they'll say, push against my hand, see if I can make your leg go down. So I want you to do that. I want you to push into your hand and push your hand into your leg, trying to push your leg down as a counter pressure. You should feel it in the hip. Good, so we're pushing up with the leg, pushing down with the hand and release it. Good, do it again. So we push down with the hand, lift the hip or lift the leg into the hand. So push against counter pressure and release. Let's do one more. So we're building some strength there and we're actually doing some stretching and some strengthening into the pelvic girdle. So one more time, we're going to push up into the hand and push the hand down. So we're counter pressure right there. Good. And for maybe some of us that's burning already. So I want you to take that top leg and we're going to stretch it out as far as you can, taking the arm and stretching it overhead. Good. Nice stretch here. All right, now bring that knee and the elbow together. And then we're going to stretch it out again. And the knee and elbow together. Stretch it out. Hold this one. Get that foot to the floor if you can. Get that arm to the floor if you can. It's right over your ear or it's right in front of your face just a little bit. You decide what feels better for your body. Good. All right, now I want you to take your top arm and we're going to bring it right here to the front, kind of anchor and swing that leg, top leg to the back. Feeling that nice stretch. Try to keep it on the floor if you can. If you can't, just keep it up off the floor with that nice stretch. Good, now we're going to make this into a twist. So we're going to take this stretch, kind of loud there. Take this stretch, we're going to swing the arm up overhead, opening the chest to the sky, bringing the leg forward, and let it rest on the floor. Good, so big stretch here. Let's do the opposite. So swing the arm forward, stretch the leg back. Good, one more time, bring that arm up and over and around, opening through the chest, stretching through that hip. Good. Now bring your arm over, keeping the leg where it is. I want you to bring that leg up and then let it come to the floor and just rest it here. Maybe give it a rub if it needs a rub. A little stretch, a little strengthen, right? Yeah. Good. All right. Now let's roll onto your back. So roll carefully onto your back. Good.
Good. Let's just do something in the middle before we go to the other side. We have time. So we're gonna hug those knees in, hands come on the knees, and we're gonna push forward and pull back. So I want you to lift those hips a little bit, and then when we come forward, we're pushing the hands into the knees, and we're pulling the hands back. It's another counter pressure move. Good, so bring it in, and push it out. Good, inhale, and exhale. Good, one more time, pushing those knees into the hands on that outward side. Good. All right, very good. And then let's roll to the other side. And for me, I'll be able to get up and probably so do you so that you can see, right? So we're gonna come to that other side. Good. Remember your arm positions, they can be laying on your arm here or up here. I just don't want you up here. This is way too much pressure on your shoulder. So if you pick one of these two lower levels, please be safe on the shoulder. Okay, I'm gonna have to scoot back up too close to that thing. Okay, so here we go. So, hand on the knee. We're gonna lift the leg into the hand, push the knee down. Good, so you should feel that right in that hip, right? Good, and release. Let's do it again, push up and push down. So push down with hand, push up with the knee. And relax, one more time. So push down with the hand, lift with the knee. You should be building a little burning in that hip, right? A little burn in the hip. Yeah. All right, anybody ready for a little relief? We're gonna stretch it out right here. Stretch it out and over. Trying to get the hand to the floor and the leg to the floor. Good, the best that we can. We're gonna inhale, bring that elbow to the knee. And then extend it over, stretch it out. Good, elbow to the knee. And then stretch it out. And one more time, elbow to the knee. Let's hold this one, stretch out, feel that good stretch. Right. Good. So we're going to take that hand and bring it forward. Bring it and then take the leg to the back, stretch that leg back. Now if you can get it to the floor, great. If you can't get it to the floor, great. That works okay, either way. Then we're going to take that hand up and over the head. We're going to push that leg forward, opening that chest to the sky with a roll. Good, and then bring it back. Reaching back with the foot, reaching forward with the arm. So we're just working on that hip the whole time. And then inhale, open. Same thing, leg forward, arm back. Last one, bring that leg forward, or leg back, arm forward. Reach, hold here, maybe that stretch feels super good to you. And then let's open it one last time. Open it up, hold it here. If you can, the arm comes to the floor and the leg comes to the floor. If you can't, you're just getting a really deep stretch. If it hurts at all, bend the elbow or bring the arm down. All right, very good. Now let's roll ourselves back. Let's take that leg, we're gonna hug it up and in, and then let it lay on the floor. Good, giving that hip a rub if you want to give that hip a rub. Good job. All right. Now let's roll to your back carefully. All right. Now, from this position, I want you to go ahead and bring your pinky toes all the way to the edge of your mat. Let's just bring those arms out in T position. It gives us some stability. And then let's rock side to side. Rock side to side. Oh, massaging that lower back. Can you feel it? But you know what I also feel? I feel that the things that we did kind of loosened those hips up a little bit. I hope that you feel that too, that you feel a little looser in the hip and maybe a little less painful. My goal was a little pain relief in those hips. All right, now, let's just keep that nice pelvic reset by putting the feet together and letting those knees fall open. If this is incredibly uncomfortable, if you still have those blocks handy, you can put the blocks underneath those thighs. You could also just bring your legs out flat. Because our focus here for this last little bit is not the legs, it's going to be the shoulders. So I want you to bring your arms up into a cactus pose. So in a cactus pose, and the best that you can, I want those arms on the floor, the hands are on the floor. Now if you can't get there, I want you to go ahead and open up those arms to the side, open them up to the side until the hands can get to the floor. So this is a huge chest opener here, so we're working through that chest. Good. Working through that chest here, trying not to let those arms just hang there. So if you need to, open it up to the side. Good. Just relaxing, feeling that nice chest opener. For some of us, this might not feel like it's much of anything. So if you want to reach up as well as out, see how that feels? Good. And we're still just kind of pushing those feet together, letting those hips be open. Good. And just holding here, feeling that stretch in the chest. Relaxing, softening those thighs, softening those shoulder muscles, trying to get those hands to the floor the best that you can without pushing or tugging, right? We want it to happen naturally. It took us years and years and years to get this tight, so we're trying to relax. Good, relax, breathe. Let's bring those legs up ever so slowly. Slow, 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 bring them up. Good. And then let's take those arms and bring them back down. And let's take those legs, extending one leg out, and then the other. And let's reach overhead with a big stretch. Big stretch here. Stretching through that body, breathing. And then bring those arms back over and getting ready for Shavasana, however that's going to look for you. So maybe you're going to bring those feet back up because laying down hurts your back a little bit. Maybe you can put your towel underneath your knees. That's going to bring the pelvis a little bit more neutral for some of us. If you're going to be here with the knees up, let them kind of rock together so that they can hold each other up. Then bringing those hands to your sides wherever it's comfortable. Let's just lay here for this next minute, relaxing that body, finding that spot that's just so comfortable and relaxed, breathing. Remembering that we already gave away our worries and cares at the beginning of class, and we're not going to pick them back up. They flew away in the wind. And they're gone. We're just not going to pick those back up. We're going to go forward in faith and knowing that things we worry about a lot of times never happen. Take this last minute to just relax. Very slowly bring your focus back into the room, sliding one foot to the floor and then the other. Rolling over to your least encumbered side, whatever side that would be. And that leg goes out, arm comes up, we push ourselves up into that seated style of your choosing. Very good. Let's take a big deep breath. Bringing those hands up to prayer, bringing those prayer hands down. Thank you for joining me in yoga today. I hope that you were challenged, that you tried some new things, and I'd love the feedback. Did you like it? Did you not? Was it hard? Was it easy? Just let me know. And I hope that whatever happened, that you were stretched and ready for a fabulous day. Namaste. Remember, we can get up safely coming to those hands and knees. We can use the chair if we need to, or we can walk ourselves back into that forward fold, just like we did earlier. Coming up, taking a breath here to get ourselves well balanced. And then coming forward. All right, thanks so much.